Hello everybody, welcome back to the American Dynasty YouTube channel. So within today's video, we are going to be talking about Team Weah, because there has been a lot of noise when it came to Timothy Weah. There has been talks about this player potentially leaving to Valencia. And it does say here, according to sources within France, that Valencia are reportedly looking to sign the 22-year-old Timothy Weah from Lille. They're looking to bring him on loan with an obligation to buy. And so let's talk about this, right? Because this is a very interesting move. We know that Weah right now, he has been doing a solid job with Lille, and he has just finished his second season with this team. He has made a total of 35 appearances, scored 3 goals, provided 5 assists. But when we talk about Weah, right, and him playing for the national team for USA, we see a completely different player. He is much more electric, much more focused on the pitch. We see him being added more emphasis because the USA really does depend on his ability to carry the ball moving forward. This is probably the reason on why Valencia are interested in this player, is because of what they have seen from Weah in the past couple of months with the US men's national team. This is a version of Weah that we do not see at Lille, at the club that he does play for. Again, I strongly believe that Valencia are strongly interested in this player only because of how he does perform with the US men's national team. And the fact that we're seeing Gattuso, who is going to be the brand new coach for Valencia, he is going to be in charge of rebuilding this club, because Valencia has failed to go into the top 6 in La Liga in the previous season. And so I do think that Gattuso is probably looking at Weah and saying, okay, this kid right here, this 22-year-old American player, this is my answer. And I'm not surprised, right? Because when we talk about Valencia and one of their hurtings within the squad, one of the things that they greatly did lack in that previous season was them being very electric on the wings. So in order for us to understand on why Weah would be such an upgrade for Valencia, we have to understand where Valencia is coming from, because when it comes to their stats within La Liga, when we talk about the most fouls committed, it is Valencia. When we talk about the most fouls conceded, it is Valencia. When we talk about the team that has the most yellow cards, it is again Valencia. When it comes to the most red cards, it is again Valencia. So you can see that Valencia is a team that does like to be extremely physical, which is why they come out with stats like this. But here is where it gets very interesting, right? Because when we look at the progressive distance, right, when we compare these clubs like Alaves, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Betis, all of these clubs within La Liga, Valencia ends up being in second to last place in terms of which team does distribute the most amount of progressive distances. So you can see that Valencia is not very vertical. And then when we talk about the amount of carries a team had within La Liga, we can see that Barcelona is in first place, Real Madrid is in first place, Sevilla, Villarreal. These teams here, they do carry the ball a lot, and they do it a lot progressively. When we talk about Valencia, they are yet again in second to last place because they do not necessarily have a lot of players who can take on the ball and go vertical. And then lastly, when we talk about the amount of pressures every team does within La Liga, Valencia surprisingly is in second place. Now, what does this tell us, right? Why am I bringing you guys these type of stats? It is because we know that this is a team, Valencia, right, that works extremely hard to get the ball, which is very great. But looking at the progressive distances they cover, looking at the amount of carries they distribute on the field as a collective, you can just get a sense that this is a team that does get the ball, and once they do not know what to do right after. They're like, okay, we have the ball now, but what do we do now? Like, where do we place the ball? Do we place it on the left flank, on the right flank? Do we pass the ball? Do we pass the ball back? That is simply the type of team Valencia was in this previous season. Now, bringing in Weah into a team like this would really bring a great solution to Valencia, because Weah is someone who is extremely progressive moving forward, which is why I believe Gattuso is interested and keen to sign Timothy Weah. Now, we have not even begun, right? We haven't even begun the talks about one of the main reasons on why this would be such an exciting move, because when we talk about Weah potentially wearing that Valencia shirt next season, he might potentially play with one of his teammates within the US men's national team, and that is Yunus Musah. Can you imagine that, right? Imagine as a USA fan, you see Valencia and you see Musah and Weah playing together. Now, here's the thing, and this is where things get very tricky, because Musah at Valencia occupies the exact same position of Weah, like how he does with the US men's national team. So if I was Gattuso, right, as you guys can imagine, let's just say, for example, you were Gattuso, what would you do? And you better bet that Gattuso's probably thinking about this and saying, okay, we have 2 great, strong, vertical players. What do we do with these 2 players? Because they do play in the exact same position with their clubs. And to be very honest, this is where it gets me very nervous, right? Because I hope that Gattuso is not thinking about this and saying, okay, we're just going to be rotating Yunus Musah and Weah within the right wing position, because the last thing I want to see is these these players going at it and limit each other's minutes. And keep in mind, this is worst case scenario. Like, this is the last thing I do want to see these two players do at Valencia. But if the plan of Gattuso is actually going to be this, Weah is really going to have to think about it and say, okay, is this really the right move for me? Do I really want to go into this team and act as a rotator for Yunus Musah? And you especially do not want to be in this type of predicament in a World Cup year. So again, this is worst case scenario. I honestly believe that Gattuso is going to figure it out and say, no, what we're going to be doing is putting Musah in the midfield, like how we see him perform with the US men's national team, because we have seen him perform extremely well. He is someone who can take the ball from deep areas and progress the ball moving forward, because Valencia also do need that. That is something that we know Valencia does lack a lot. So Musah would be able to carry the ball from deep areas, go more direct, carry the ball all the way to Weah, and then Weah receives the ball, go down the right flank and make those crosses into the box. Putting Yunus Musah in the midfield and putting Weah as the right winger would really solve a lot of problems with Valencia, and I do hope that Gattuso is seeing this in the exact same way. So these are two players that would give a lot of verticality. It would give Valencia answers. I think that Weah going to Valencia would be a great move at the age of 22 years old. The sky is the limit for this player. He is so young, and I do think that with him going into a league like this, the Spanish league, he's going to be growing as a player. He's going to be able to know, okay, how can I solve these complex defense? Something that he does not see within the French league. And of course, another benefit that Weah is going to be seeing is he is going to be forced to gain more skill sets. He can't not just continue to be that player to take the ball down that right flank and just be a player that crosses the ball into the box, even though that is probably one of the best things that he does. But going into that Liga is going to force him to do other things, and I think that Weah has much more than just being a player who runs down that right flank. He is so much more than that. He can be more central. He can create for other players and make those through passes. So if Gattuso does want to aim to be within the top 6 of La Liga again, which they did not, right? When it comes to Valencia, they did end up in 9th place, but if they want to be in the top 6 and knock down these clubs like Villarreal, Sevilla, Real Betis, and much more, that first step towards doing that, it is going to be to sign Timothy Weah and move Yunus Musah into the midfield, and then right there, my friends, you are going to be having one hell of a team. So whatever brand new updates does arise when it comes to Weah's potential move to Valencia, because we know that there is some resistance when it comes from Lille, because right now Lille do not want to let go of this player. But if there is brand new updates with this player, we are going to be talking about it here in this YouTube channel. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Welcome to this American Dynasty YouTube channel. Welcome to this family. I hope you guys again did enjoy this little talk that we did have. Much more videos are going to be coming up very soon, and so that is going to be wrapping it up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.